Yeah, my premise is just my character beats yours.
All right. My premise is that my character just beats yours character. Yeah.
Okay,
Same.
so you want me to start?
Yeah, you can start. Yeah.
Okay, let the scans load. Okay, first three scans literally just say he can like make an infinity come down to zero by dividing it, which I don't know if you know this, but like you can't divide infinity by something and make it go to zero. At least numbers wise, as he's doing here. Do you agree?
Wait. Sorry. Repeat that again.
Yeah, so basically, first three scans just prove that he can divide infinity to so much that it literally just becomes non-existent, which I don't know if you know this. But you can't divide infinity by like a number, right? That's not infinity, which he doesn't do, and make it turn to zero, because even like the smallest point of infinity is still infinite.
Okay. So wait. So what you're trying to get off here is that something divided by infinity would be non-existent or something.
No, you can't divide infinity by a finite number and have it be and like revert it to zero as he does. He divides it so much that if you walk to him, then you literally become non-existent.
Oh, so you're saying that infinity can't be divided by like a finite number.
Yeah, which he does. This is his standability, and it elaborates on like all this stuff.
Okay, so
Like the infinity paradox, it's like a paradox, you know?
wait, so like, okay, let me read these scans. Give me a sec.
On phone. Where? Someone finna join at 1 in the morning, my boy. That's y'all are kangaroo fighters. Your ass, get back. Tell me once you're done reading them. Wait, I have a question.
Yeah, what is it?
Um, so equal stats. You wanna just agree on like bullet speed and like human level, like equal stats?
I mean, I don't really think. I just think that equal stats is just fine. I don't think we need to like specify what type of AP and speed we have. Just equal stats.
I think okay, it's whatever. I'm not gonna argue with you. It doesn't really matter.
Okay, so I have a question as well. So where does it say that whatever? Wait, so what character is like making what character has this ability? Or like, what is the character's name?
So the character's name is he doesn't really have a name. He's just called Green Baby. The stand name is Green Grass at Home. It's the thing with like the orange hair and the what's it called? Fourth and fifth skin.
Alright, so basically, I've read the scans and I just don't see where it's like implied or just stated where the green baby or whoever is has the ability to like divide by infinity and stuff to get like a.
Did you read the Infinity Paradox?
Hold on, let me read that again. Bell's only its ability makes
That's
you.
quite literally what it is.
Is there like a link to infinity paradox? Cause I don't really know it.
I can I might be able to find something, but it explains it in the scan. Let me Google it real quick. Infinity Paradox. It's basically a paradox. It's just infinity. Load.
Alright, let me read this. The correction on
It's quite literally a paradox. if there's like a flaw in the logic or something, it doesn't really matter, since that's kind of the point of a paradox.
Okay, so it says that you can fit another infinite number of guests infinite, if the rooms were full. Then there's a last room, which means that the number of rooms is. Wait. So before, like, okay, so are you trying to get like paradox in it for this?
Not necessarily, but why does that matter?
No, I was just asking. But yeah, okay. So, and now let me just read the infinity paradox scan. It will be it's one height, one, two, one height.
It's the exact same thing.
Alright, so I don't like really get what you're trying to do, but like from the scan I've been reading, right, is that basically the green baby just shrinks half their size just in case what's it called every time, yeah, basically every time someone halves the distance between them. So I don't really get how this relates with the one you said of like the definition of the infinite paradox. So if you can explain even
Because
more,
that's
then
quite literally what it is. That's how it correlates. Like, I don't know if you don't understand, but they quite literally match definition for definition. They're the exact same thing.
could you explain why?
Literally, it's like, okay, imagine if I say this. It matches the definition perfectly because 1 plus 1 equals 1 plus 1. I don't need to prove that. It matches the definition perfectly. That's what it is.
Yeah,
A
but I'm
equals
asking
A.
why.
Definition 1 equals
Why does it
definition 1.
match? Why does it happen? Like, why does it have a relation with the definition of infinite paradox that you have? Like, could you explain why?
Because they're the exact, that the correlation is they're the exact same thing.
How? That's what I'm asking. Like, you just keep on repeating the same
Okay,
thing.
how do you want me to prove this?
You have to explain the scan. You have to clarify what
I
they do.
asked you, how do I prove this? So
How
how?
you have to justify it. How they're
So,
the same
so,
thing.
so the only reasoning you have is I have to justify it. You're not giving me a way to like
Okay,
explain.
if I don't understand, then what are you trying to get off this then? If I don't understand, like so what I'm trying to say, right?
Answer the question.
Okay,
How do you want me to do this? Because if you have no reasoning, you just
explain
want
it.
me to prove it.
You use your
What?
mouth and then
How do you
explain.
want me?
And
What do you want me to explain? How?
how this is related in relation with the scan you sent. Pretty simple.
I literally just. I asked you, how do you want me to do this, and you haven't given me a way how.
I said you have to explain how they have the same thing.
Yeah, you're telling me a burden that I have to do, and I'm asking you, how do I prove this? And you're
It's
not
not
telling
my
me what
burden.
to do.
It's not my burden to tell you what you have to do, bro.
So,
What?
so if I don't understand what I need to explain, and I can't explain something to you, so I'm asking you, how do you want me to explain this
If
to
you
you?
don't understand your own skill,
What are
then
you
why do you
confused?
bring it up?
What are you confused
What?
about?
Okay, let's ask the judge. Wait, judge.
That's
Does
an official, like, judge.
Conceptual. He's not asking you to prove he's not asking you to prove anything. He's asking you a reason. Like you're just saying like justify it, but he's not understanding on what you want him to justify. Like don't get it the wrong way. Like he's not asking you to prove or anything. It's simply reasoning. Like you're just saying
yeah?
oh justify it, but like he's asking justify what?
Yeah, W.
Oh, justify. Okay. So yeah, just justifications on the infinity paradox. How the JoJo one relates with the one you sent.
Okay, I'll get a direct quote. Let me read these real quick.
That's what I was just asking for.
So basically, right, what this is saying in like the first scan, it matches this in the infinity paradox, right? It says, quote, you can still fit another infinite number of a of guests in the hotel, which is exactly what the like infinity paradox does, and you can see this with the example of the like ratios, because you can fit one infinity inside of this, etc., etc. They correlate in that sense. You can fit another infinity inside of another infinity. Basically, what it's saying, it's a paradox. That's the whole point of
Give
it.
me a sec.
Paradoxal.
Um, wait.
Infinite inside of a finite. That's what it's saying. That's what it shows with the ratio.
All right. So okay. Uh, mm, okay. I'll agree to this infinite thingy.
Yeah. So basically, what the infinity paradox is, it basically says there's multiple infinities inside of one infinity. So like we agreed on equal speed, so I don't think you'd be able to bypass this. I don't think you'd even be able to touch my character.
Okay. So what you're trying to get off this is that since
I'm just
because of
saying your
this,
character can't hit mine. What I'm trying to get off
okay,
of it.
my character. I think my character will be able to negate that. So
Why?
why? So Ren Fuji, right, it has ability to negate like every hacks on a conceptual and a narrative level. I don't think your character can be able to do that because your character
Wait, can you
hasn't.
show me like a scan of this?
Sure, 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 sure. I got you. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so Machinist Fists. Okay. So here's the one where where it's stated that he can negate this on like a narrative level, and another one where it's where is it at?
No one with a story to tell could fight against the fist who ended all tales. That's literally just like narrative or like story erasure. The
Okay. Yeah,
history
he can negate on like narrative level, and then here
um,
it's like negating
yeah,
on a
so his
conceptual level.
hacks so his hacks work on this like narrative level and can like erase all of these things. That doesn't prove why you'd be able to directly erase my hack and even touch my character.
Okay, I
But
said
you realize
narrative
this is
and conceptual level
wait,
because if your character can't like
hold on. You do
do
realize
stuff.
my hack is a
Wait,
paradox.
hold on. Let me say my point. Hold on. No, don't talk. Okay. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that my character can negate your hacks on a conceptual and narrative level where your character can't like be able to like use this paradox on like conceptual level or like narrative level. So I just think that my character will be able to like negate that.
Okay, so I have a question.
Yo, what is it?
Yeah, so this is the fist of the Mishima thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so first scan, right? I haven't read the second one yet, but the first scan, since it's literally a fist, you have to touch. Like your character isn't like it doesn't like he has like, or at least you haven't proven it yet. Where he has like author authority and he's basically like being able to destroy like certain parts. He can destroy narratives, right? That's like narrative erasure. But he doesn't work on like this ability itself works on a narrative level. But it's not like he can manipulate the narrative. So one ability doesn't work. This requires him to at least hit him. And that's like his whole thing. The fist.
Wait.
Like he punches.
Okay. Like I said. Okay. Do you know what negating means?
I think this is about to go circular, but yes, I know what negating means. It's where yeah, pretty like
Okay. Negating basically. Okay. I'll just like define it for you. Like I think it just means like nullifying basically
yeah.
your abilities. So it doesn't really matter if they have to hit or
Wait. Negate itself, like just base negate means you like nullify all abilities. You're like
no. Okay. No. I meant like
in this
negate as
context.
like
Okay. Yeah, in this
generally.
context. Okay.
Okay.
In this
So
context.
yeah, nullify. Okay. Yeah. I'll just send you the definition as well if
I
you
don't
want.
really care about like the semantics of it. For
Okay.
you
So
to
just nullify. Sure.
yeah, that's fine. I don't really care.
I.
My whole
Yeah.
point is
Okay.
you to hit me for this to work.
Okay, so I'll just explain. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that you don't always have to hit just because you have to like hit because of what it says in the scan of like the fist. It doesn't really. indicate that you have to hit, because negating simply means that you just have to nullify it, and this just doesn't mean that your my character can have to, like, does have to hit. Your
Okay,
character
so
just
how does he nullify something? Does he punch it like what?
okay. So wait, let me just read.
In this exact point, not like some other like nullification that he has. Like, how does these like uh Machina fist, I think his name is, right? Like Machina. How does this fist that he obtained hit someone? Or how does this nullification work?
Okay, so basically he just like hits anywhere,
Yeah,
like
so it
he
requires you to hit my character.
Wait, what? Repeat that
He
again.
literally said for him to nullify something, it hits something.
Okay,
So yeah, for your character to like do this, it would have to hit the ability, which isn't really how like an ability like this would work. Not like it's just all space around him. Space doesn't shrink or anything. Just trap
it
yourself.
does. If you see in the second scan, it says that nothing could ever withstand his his fist. So it doesn't really matter if it's a paradox or not. So
I didn't really bring up how it's a paradox in this sense. You literally said you have to hit me. So if your character can't hit
I
me, it
know,
doesn't matter.
but you're saying that nothing would be able to bypass. Yeah, my character wouldn't be able to bypass your character just because of like the infinity
Not
paradox. But I'm
bypass,
saying,
just touch. Your character wouldn't be able to hit me, which is what your ability has to do for your ability to activate. You have to hit me.
okay, but like I'm saying, he can. So whatever he punches, can nothing, like nothing can withstand his attack. So what I'm trying to
Can you
say,
shoot inverse?
what?
Like in this context, right? Like, this is talking about in the verse, not like cross verse.
Okay, so what if I said that the infinity paradox can be only used in inverse? That doesn't really matter. We're
No,
using scan from
no.
inverse.
This is completely different. Let's say like you're saying he can like nothing can do anything, right? Nothing can bypass this, right? Or like nothing can block it, whatever, right? S is referring inverse. The infinity paradox is referring to infinite speed and shit, right? It's not referring to the verse itself.
And also, why would
No, don't
infinity?
say like also. I want you to address my main point. Like what I
Wait,
just
hold
said.
on. Okay, wait, give me a sec. All right. Okay, so basically, where did infinite speed come from?
It's the infinity paradox. I
Infinity
think
paradox.
it's,
I don't
yeah, I think
think
that's pretty obvious in like
inherently
infinite
means.
speed thing,
Wait,
right?
hold
Like
on. I don't
infinity
think the infinity paradox
infinity.
inherently means anything in this case, because we're basically on the same stat. So just because of the infinity paradox, my character won't be able to hit. I just think that that's false, and they're just on the same plane, like a same plane of existence, same dimensionality, and I don't think that they should be separated by infinity. So, and
Okay,
wait,
I'm not
we
saying
agree
that.
to.
Wait. So in the scan, it literally said, like, it literally shows how it doesn't matter, like, what distance you are. If you close in on him, like, if you get to a certain distance, like, like, you just start to, like, the infinity paradox activates. Like, your character can be 30 feet away, but your character still has to touch mine. You agree to. You agreed your
Okay, like
character has
I'm
to
saying, they
hit.
can't be like, it doesn't matter if they are, because what's it called? They're in the same plane, same dimensionality, and what's it called? My character can negate that on a concept on
Okay,
narrative level.
so before this debate, right, I asked you, what speed do we get equalized on? And you said it doesn't matter since it's equal speed, right? So since we never made any like specification, you can't say, well, we're on the same dimensionality, right? Because that doesn't matter.
Okay,
Like
do
any
you not know
example you
that
brought up, it
if
doesn't hold relevance to the speed
equal
part.
stats
Remember
is
that
on
I
the
agreed
same
to.
dimensionality, same stats,
Agreed.
same AP, same
That's
speed?
fine. But for you to touch my character, you have to have infinite speed.
Okay, but like I'm saying, we have the same speed, so it doesn't really
Okay,
matter.
so why does my character have infinite speed?
Wait, what? Repeat that again?
Yeah, so since we're equal stats, we would have already have to agreed that that both of our characters have infinite speed, which we didn't.
I said it.
You
It
can't
doesn't
say
really
like
matter.
you can't say we have the same speed because if you don't have infinite speed, then you can't do anything against this. You can't hit my character.
Okay, like
It's
I'm
not like
saying, it
it's not like
won't
this
really.
ability works on like one speed or
Okay,
anything.
so it won't really matter. We're on the same plane, same dimensionality,
Okay,
same
we
speed,
can go to
same AP.
conclusions. That's circular.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so
So,
Kevin.
Okay.
So basically, hmm?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So basically, what happened is we go back and forth for a bit until he basically says, "This is like he's like I said this multiple times within the point, but he literally agreed that his character, this ability to work, it has to hit mine, right? It's not like he can like play chess and like erase certain parts or anything, right? So then we go back and forth for a bit longer until he brings up dimensionality, existence, and speed. And then we go back and forth until I say, we, I asked you before the debate that what's the character stats equalized to? And then he says it doesn't matter, blah blah blah. He basically repeats the same thing like 3 times until I say, if we never agreed to infinite speed, then your character can't bypass this since this is the infinity paradox. You need infinite speed to bypass this. And then he just repeated the same thing. That's why we went to conclusions because I said it was circular. It can be the same speed, but as I said within the point, it doesn't matter if your character is like FTL or anything. If your character isn't uh infinite speed, then it doesn't matter. And he never said his character was infinite speed,
Okay.
or both of our characters were. So yeah, you can go incon.
okay. I just think I won this fine because what to call equal stats means that we're on the same battlefield, same plane of existence, same like yeah, basically same dimensionality, same AP, same speed. So I don't think this infinity paradox really matters because we're on the same plane of existence and we're not like separated by infinity by what his scan says or like what he was trying to make it point what point that he was trying to make is that my character won't be able to hit him because basically we're separated by infinity. I'm saying that that's false, and I just don't think the speed inherently like matters or just doesn't really matter because we're like on the same speed and same like plane of existence, and also yeah, basically I just explained why the infinity paradox wouldn't be able to like yeah wouldn't really matter in this case because my character can also negate via what's it called Machina's fist.
No,
And
that's not what we agreed on. We
wait, what do you
literally agreed that you can have these hacks, but your character still has to hit mine, which is what you agreed
but
to too.
hold on
You
hold
said it
on
has to hit
hold on
mine,
hold on let me okay,
and you're
basically
lying.
the hacks, yeah, my hacks can passively, I mean not oh my god, can negate on a conceptual and a narrative level. So I'm just saying plus this and also what I said before about the equal stats. I just don't think speed and uh yeah, we're just equal speed and just same plane of existence, same dimensionality. So yeah, I just
Yeah.
think that is really
Um. Yeah. I would give it to sudu. Incon, you want me to explain or like contentions?
sure. You can
Okay.
explain more.
So to be honest, I feel like both of you got a little mixed up. Just to go back to it, Incon, you agreed with this infinite paradox, right? So inherently, you agreed that there was infinite distance between you guys, right? You inherently agreed that you would like have to cross an infinite distance, right? So your way of negating that, right, is because your character had conceptual and narrative manipulation. So he would be able to negate that infinity. But you've contradicted yourself, and Sudu also pointed it out himself multiple times that you said he would have to hit him, but he can't because of that infinite paradox, and that would lead straight to the equal stats. But you guys did say, or Incon, like you did say, like it like they're all equal, like speed and AP don't matter, right? Like it just doesn't matter, right? So then it wouldn't like you can't cross the infinite distance, right? You get what I'm saying?
Okay. Okay, yeah, I know what you're saying, right? But what's it called? I'm just saying this infinite distance wouldn't really matter because I was about to say something, bro. Okay, yeah, equal. Yeah, it's just because it's equal stats. We're on the same plane of existence, and also Sudu. Do we agree within what's it called? Do we agree to stand about assumptions?
It's standard. Since we didn't agree to anything, that would be the ones that would be placed.
But yeah, okay, we can like talk about that later. But like, yeah, equal stats is just this same speed. So what are okay? So infinite distance, I just don't think it would be able to like matters. Okay, and also I just don't think how that would mean that his character would be able to win.
Okay,
So I'm just
like
saying it wouldn't really matter.
just like don't lie and pseudo correct me as well. What or incon? What'd you say about the equal stacks? Because pseudo asked you about speed and AP. Like, what'd you say about that? Did you say they were equal, or did you
Okay.
say it was just like non-existent or whatever?
No, I just said that it's the same stats. I just never
We
specified.
said
I
it's
just
the
said
same stat, so it didn't really matter.
yeah, I just
But
said
in this
same
case, it
stats,
didn't
no
really matter.
specification, same plane of existence, same dimensionality, same speed, same AP. We never really.
Okay,
It is
pseudo
like speed would matter in this case.
and pseudo.
Hmm?
Like you agreed. Like, okay, but okay. So what the fuck?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Yes. So speed really. Yeah. Speed really wouldn't matter. Like at all.
In this case, it kind of would, since my
Exactly.
ability and your character has infinite speed, then it kind of get directly countered. Most cases, it would though.
It doesn't really matter.
I
I'm
mean, well,
telling you.
hold on. I don't.
In
Like,
most
I'm
cases, it
confused on.
would.
I understand the like infinite paradox, but I'm confused why we brought infinite speed in the first place. Like that
Oh
shouldn't be
yeah,
like.
Uh,
well, I brought up infinite speed because if his character, or both of our characters, right, don't have infinite speed, then his character wouldn't be able to bypass the infinity paradox.
Okay.
So since we
Um.
never agreed on the speed, then we shouldn't just be able to go off, well, it's infinite speed. Get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And that's like the main reason why I asked him this, and then he just said like it doesn't really matter.
And pseudo, are you scaling your character to infinite speed, like off that paradox or like
Oh
thingy?
no, it's equal stats, so it doesn't. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I would still give it to pseudo. Cause
okay,
Incon,
okay,
look, he's not even scaling his character to infinite speed, so
okay.
he's
Hold
still
on, hold
below.
on. Okay, let's just say hypothetically he won, right? But what? How does that mean that he's gonna? He
This
has the
is
advantage over my character.
Oh, I'm just saying he
because
wins the point. Like you can like continue. I'm just like unless you concede or something or like whatever if you guys decide something, but
No,
he
no, I
still
don't
wins the
concede.
point.
I don't concede. But like,
Yeah.
wait. So I think so. So I still have this hacks right, and he also agreed to it. So doesn't.
yeah, but it's
Okay.
yeah.
All
We
right. All
can
right. So okay. Yeah. So you agreed to all the
so
hacks I've presented. So
Yeah,
narrative.
so yeah, Incon, you have narrative and conceptual manipulation, but what we covered is that that won't negate his infinity.
yeah. I can agree to that, but it doesn't matter if your character can't hit mine.
Yeah, yeah,
If
yeah. Okay.
you know what I mean?
I have a
Yeah.
question. How do you think your character would be able to win just because of that paradox or infinite?
It's not really like a. That was just like my main. It wasn't my main point, but this was just like a thing I brought up. I can show you win cons. Let me get him.
Because I just don't think just because my character won't be able to hit him doesn't mean that his hacks will be able to just because of the infinity paradox my your that green child will be able to hit
Mm-hmm.
Fuji. So I just don't think this matters. If you have another Rincon, yeah, sure you can
Yeah, this
present it.
one's you know.
So you have another one, right?
Yes.
All
All right.
right. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm not a dumbass. So first, my character has Duranex since he can literally phase inside of yours. Any contentions?
During egg, I just don't think it matters. My character has narrative erasure, narrative
Well,
conceptual
this is a
erasure.
win con. Like you're well, okay. So let's think about it like this. Okay, your character can't hit mine. Mine can hit you.
Your
I'm
character.
not
Wait,
saying
what
I'm
do
not
you mean?
saying this Duraneg thing is above your like narrative win con, right? But like what we have placed down, your character still can't hit me.
Okay,
So any
that doesn't.
contentions to the Duraneg thing?
Okay, but your character has to straight up come to me to hit that, right? Hit. Yeah, basically to use deer and egg, right? So my character will be able to negate that, so it doesn't really matter.
Ow. With his narrative erasure that we've already established, you have to hit my character to use.
Negate that, nullify it.
Look, Incon, you've already gone over this. I don't want to go like back on a point. You already
Okay,
agreed your
no, no, no.
character has to
Sudu,
hit
Sudu.
mine,
Okay, cool.
and your
But like,
character
what I'm
can't
trying to
hit me.
say is that your character will try to hit me using deer and egg, right? But like, my character will be able to negate that. That's what I'm trying to say.
But your character can't hit mine. If you look here, I can resend the scan if you want.
Okay, your
But it
character will
literally
obviously try to hit me.
wait, calm down. It literally says like no matter how close I am to you, your character literally shrinks. It could step on you like a bug. Like if I come to you, then your character would also shrink. Same logic should apply.
Okay,
I could
what
just
I'm
step on you like a bug. And if you didn't do anything, then if you came
okay,
to
your
me, then you
character would
wouldn't be
come
able
up
to
to
do
mine,
anything.
but like my character would be able to negate that. That's what I'm trying to say.
How? He has to
Sure,
hit my
my
character.
character, sure. My character won't be able to negate that infinity paradox, but like if your character tries to hit my character will be able to negate that.
So I have a question.
What is it?
Do you agree that for your character to hit mine, he'd have to move?
He'd have to move. Hold on, let me just see if he has to.
Like with like narrative erasure. I mean, since you kind of agreed he has to hit my character.
Sure.
Yeah, okay. So literally it shows like it doesn't matter. We'll just resend it real quick. It doesn't matter like how close you are to me. If you move at me and let's say you're at the 1/16th of a distance, right? To like my face, you would literally shrink so you couldn't hit me. So
Okay.
I could be able to hit you, but if you make any types of movement, then you wouldn't be able
Okay,
to
so
hit me.
I don't think you're getting what I'm saying. Okay, what I'm trying to say is that your character will try to use deer egg on me. Like your character will come up to me and use deer egg, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now when your character comes up to me and uses deer egg, my character would be able to negate that.
Wait, okay. I don't want to go circular with this. Okay.
If you want to go to
Wait,
conclusions, that's fine.
let me just say one last thing, then we can, because I think this is just
Sure. And then I'll just repeat that.
so. As
Then
I already said, it doesn't matter how close you are to me. Like if I walk to you, you don't shrink at all. But as soon as you make the slightest movement, then you get shrunk to however close you are. Rather, it's 1/16th of a distance, 1/8, 1/28, 1/28th of a distance. It doesn't matter. But no matter what movement you do, you get shrunk to that size depending on how close you are to me. If I move to you, then it doesn't matter. But if you move to me, then it does. And as you agreed, you have to move to hit my character with this narrative erasure. Or conceptual erasure. Like it doesn't. Yeah.
okay. Okay, I'll just okay, repeat that. Okay. So okay, so you're just saying just if my character like makes the slightest move, my character will be able to shrink, and then my it wouldn't be able to hit. That's what you're
That's
saying.
literally what it's shown.
Okay, I'll just repeat that. Okay, and I don't think it really matters if my size just shrinks. Just because my size shrinks doesn't really mean that I wouldn't be able to hit you. I just don't
That's
think size really
that's
matters.
directly. That's not like that's literally directly how the infinity paradox works. You
Just
shrink
because
to like. Wait, wait,
hold
wait,
on.
wait, 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 wait.
Wait,
I'll
wait, wait,
make
wait,
sense.
Suru.
I'll
Just
make sense.
okay. Let me wait. Hold on, Suru. Just okay. I'm gonna give you an analogy. A
I make
four
sense.
11 person, right, is fighting with a 6 foot dude. Okay, would that 4'11" person would he be able to hit that 6 foot dude? Of
That's
course he would.
that's not
So
what
it
I'm
doesn't
saying.
really matter if the sizes just shrink. So
That's
we can go to
literally not. Wait, wait, wait. No, no, no. You made like a thing. I'm not gonna like. Yeah. That's not
okay.
how the infinity paradox works at all. It shrinks you to a quarter, blah 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 blah, to a size, and it shows, as you agreed to, that whenever you shrink, you like you're like half the time slower. So if you're like blah 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 blah, but that doesn't matter because it's not like a unless you're gonna say they're directly the meter or whatever. It's literally just
Okay.
saying, wait, hold on. So literally just saying that. Hold on, I'll just like drop what I was about to say, but even then, it's not as he's coming to him as he gets shrunk. It's that he's already that size. It's not like he automatically gets shrunk whenever he comes next to him, like the infinity paradox is.
Okay, but
One
that's
is
what.
set at that height, and the other you
That's
just change to
no,
that
hold
height.
on. That's clearly what your reputation was. That your reputation was just because my character makes the slightest move, my character will shrink, and I just said that that doesn't really matter because of the analogy I gave. So I just think we can
And
go
I
to
just
conclusion.
yeah, okay, that's fine. So basically, what happened was we went back and forth for a bit.
Wait,
Tilly
wait, wait,
said,
hold on, hold
what's
on.
it
Oh,
called?
sorry. Like just before
Yeah,
we go to like conclusions, incon, like just so it might make it easier before we go conclusions. Correct me if I'm wrong, incon. I think what Incon's trying to get at is like, sure, you can like shrink him all the way down to whatever, right? But even if he's like incredibly small, he would still be able to hit you. Or did you already
Yeah,
refute that?
As I
I
said,
gave that analogy.
yeah. But as I said, the analogy he gave was you're set at that height, that as you move towards him, you get smaller, which is literally what it is. What the infinity paradox is if you get close to him, you get shrunk by that, like you get shrunk by half for an example, right? Depending on how far you are away. It's not like you're set at this height and it doesn't change. You're set at a height and it does change mid like walking stance. It's not analogous at all, as I showed, because they're two completely different things.
Okay, go on.
Okay, so can we just okay? Yeah, Suri, you can go first again.
Yeah, okay. So basically, we went back and forth until eventually he said my character, or like for like an analogy, he said what if this guy's like 4'11" or something like that, right? And then another guy is 7'6", right? Why would he not be able to hit him? That's not how the infinity paradox works. And as I showed him, right? What's it called? It literally just says no matter the size you are, if you make the slightest movement, then you literally just get shrunk down to where it's what it's called, where you get a quarter or a half or something like that, which is what he agreed to. He agreed that's what the ability is. So he can't just backtrack on it and say something completely different. And even then, with his analogy, which is what he's relying on, one is talking about a finite number, the other one is talking about something that shrinks down an infinite amount. And one is, and again, right, one is something that it's set at this and it doesn't shrink. The other is you're set at this height and you shrink. One, like, they're not analogous at all, which is what I showed, and then we went to conclusions.
All right. So I just think I won this because I just so the point about Diranegi made is that like he also agreed that his character will just able to will come up to my character and then just use Diraneg, and I just said it wouldn't really matter because my character would be able to negate that, and he said that if my character makes the slightest move, my character will be able to shrink. And I said, sure, but that wouldn't really matter because of the analogy I gave. A 4'11" guy is fighting a 6 foot guy, and then the 4'11" guy is still able to hit that 6 foot guy. So I just think that the size and height this wouldn't really matter in this case. And I'm not like really backtracking on this. I never said that. Yeah, I didn't agree to this. I'm just saying that this infinity paradox wouldn't really matter, and I just don't think it's like I just don't think it really matters in this case. And the Diraneg, because my character will be able to negate that, even if my character is small, or even his own scan says that the 1/16th. So it's like a finite thingy. I don't know, but like, yeah. Basically, what my point here is that yeah, my point here is that what's it called? That even if my character's size or height is shrinked, my character will be able to negate the Diraneg and will still be able to hit yours, even if your character pulls up on my character.
Okay. Alright. I don't want to give a terrible conclusion, but I'm leaning more towards Incon. I also don't see the point. Like I understand that he gets shrinked repeatedly, right? But let's say he does reach like your character, because of course, even when he reaches a character, he'll be incredibly small. But I don't see how like it stops him from like hitting you. Like he can be incredibly small, so he could start off at like 4'11", as you said, then go down like infinitely shrinking, right? But when he gets to you, he'll still be incredibly small, but still able to hit you. Or like, am I mistaken?
Okay, so in like I can resend it, but it literally says its ability seems to make people shrink to half their size every time someone halves their halves the distance between them. So like obviously with the like speed formula and stuff, I don't really think I need to explain this. But like if I double the distance, right, then it take double the time, etc., etc. And if he gets 2/3 closer to me, right, then he would get shrink to like smaller, right? So the distance just gets longer. It's not that he just gets smaller and smaller and smaller. The distance also gets longer. so he still wouldn't be able to hit me, and he agreed to this infinity paradox.
Oh, yeah, but, that wait, that's my bad. Like, holy, yeah, I'm stupid. I forgot about the infinity
Okay.
paradox. Wait, yeah, incon. Wait, his paradox is infinite. Like you can't reach him.
Okay, but okay. I said sure, but like your character is pulling up on my character to basically use your neck because to use your neck you have to literally attack one of my internal organs. But what I'm trying to say is that my character will be able to negate that since your character is able to pull up on my character and basically using Deernig. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying the
So,
size just wouldn't matter.
yeah.
The size thingies
So,
wouldn't matter because of my analogy.
so yeah.
Yeah, that I
So
provided.
basically, we kept going back and forth, but with that, I literally I directly said the like analogy was disanalogous and then gave my reasoning. But fuck, what did you just say? Incon, can you repeat what you just said? Because I fucking forgot. My memory's bad.
Okay. Basically, your character is pulling up to my character using
Oh,
Deernig.
yeah. So basically, as I explained, and as you agreed, since you agreed to the infinity paradox, is it doesn't matter like where you go or anything. If you make the slightest movement, then you'll instantly get shrink to that size, and the distance will be halved or quartered or something like that, as it explains within the infinity paradox, and you agreed to it.
Okay, like I'm saying, the height and size, whatever. Even if he gets half the size or whatever, my
I
character
don't
would
know
still
for sure.
negate. And I don't think you provided like a proper refutation to that.
That's like, I think we went over that in the debate, and I think that's just like,
Wait,
not the
Keba.
debate, but
What? So who's? Wait. So what's your verdict, Keba?
Yeah, I think I'll give it to incon.
All right.
why?
Why? I mean, I don't think you would attack that point. Well, like, you can, you of course have Duranek, right? So you would have to engage on Incon, right? So when you get to that character, he would still be able to hit you, right? Because you're closing that distance. But then you made the contention, oh, but it would still like double the distance, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, so basically how it works is they can increase on you, or like my character could just go on you however much they want, but as soon as you make the slightest movement, the distance will be half for you, so you literally can't hit me. And I said inside of the point, my character could literally just stomp you like a bug. Like,
Okay, so this infinite paradox works. As soon as he moves, the distance doubles.
yes, since that's how, like, or not, well, let's say he's like 100 feet away, that's not how it works, but like, if he's like in the range of the infinity paradox, which is where I would need to be able to hit him, right? Like up close to him, then as soon as he moves or tries to move, then he would literally get shrunk to that size and the distance will be it would be doubled by how close I am. Like whatever ratio I am, which could be like 208th or some shit.
And Incon, you agreed to that, right? Like you agreed that the distance would be doubled.
That's literally the infinity paradox.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah,
Okay.
okay. That is the infinity paradox, right, Incon? That is. You've already agreed
You
to
Yeah.
can
that.
read
Okay.
this. That's what it is.
Yeah. I have. But like, did you hear what I said?
Okay. Yeah, but okay. I'm such a terrible judge. Look, I'm now leaning towards sudo. Okay. Look, you can move. He can close that distance on you, right? He can come right up to you. But as soon as you throw a punch, as soon as you move, that distance from your perspective would be completely doubled, right? And it would just infinitely double. You won't be able to reach him.
Okay. Keba, that's not okay. That's not what I'm saying. Okay. Okay.
What
So
I'm
what
saying.
I'm trying to say, okay, I'm not walking up to his character. His character is walking up to me. He's trying to attack my internal organs,
I
but
know, I
I'm gonna
know,
prevent that by negating that.
I know. Okay, but Incon, you negate it via movement. You have to hit him. Okay. Think
Yeah, but
about
if you
okay.
like,
Think about it like this. He can come up to you, use his Duraneg, and beat you. But if you try to negate it via movement, because you have to do it via movement, then that distance will be doubled, and he'll still be able to beat you because it would just continuously be doubled. You can't move. You're practically immobile, right? So are you understanding or like more contentions?
I still don't understand what you're saying.
Okay. Look, He has a paradox where the distance is continuously doubled when you move, right? We understand and we've established that your hacks is manipulating on a conceptual level and narrative, right? Manipulating concepts and narratives, all right? But we've already established to do that, like you negate that via movement because you have to hit him, right? So your argument, as soon as he comes up to him, he could just negate it all, right? But we've already covered as soon as he moves, okay, as soon as he moves, then it would be completely doubled. The distance would be doubled. So, like, as soon as you move, right, the distance is doubled from your perspective, and it's infinitely doubled. So he would still lose, but he's still able to hit you when he has Durinek. He's still able to beat you. So it's literally you can't do anything about it.
Okay.
Okay,
Sure. You know what? He can have the point.
okay, anything.
Okay. I'll just use another hacks. Okay. So my character can cause paradoxes. I'll just send the scan right here. So what's it called? Ren Fuji, right? Basically, time didn't exist in the throne, right? But like he made it exist even without the. He literally he didn't reject the contradiction, but like he still made time exist. I mean, wait, yeah.
Wait, my bad. I was muted. But you said like he made time whenever time wasn't there. That would literally
I
just be
disagree.
contradicting.
I have contention.
Shut the fuck up.
Kill yourself.
I okay, yeah. So what is your contention?
Yeah, so you said like didn't you say like he created time where time didn't exist?
Or like, yeah, basically the contradiction was that time could exist.
Yeah, I think it's like so like in debates, like you are aware like in this cases we would make like the assumptions that are more logical, right?
Sure, yeah.
Right? Yeah. So why would it be like more logical for this like okay, I'm pretty sure you know what a paradox is, right? You're using it.
Yes,
It's
I know
quite
what.
literally a contradiction, right? So it's quite literally the opposite of what like a logical like what's something that's logical. So why should we assume that this like paradox is what's right and not just he makes time? I think that's a lot easier to assume than just he creates a like this like thing that lacks logic and just doesn't follow like laws and is a straight contradiction.
Okay, what I mean, right? Okay, I'll just explain it to you. Okay, so the paradox right here is that time does exist where time is not meant to exist. Like
So
the
it's just
contradiction.
wait, that
Yeah.
would literally just be a anomaly. Like
Uh.
something happens that's not supposed to happen. That's quite literally an anomaly. It's not a
Okay. No.
contradiction. It's just not
So,
supposed to
wait, I'll
happen.
just define. Hold on, I'm gonna just send you this. Give me a sec.
Oh, corn's hot.
Yeah, right here. Okay. It's just a contra. It's a
I
contradiction.
agree. You are too suited.
W. You simply
A
observe a
contradiction.
contradictory statement, a proposition
Yeah.
against an yeah. So what's the
Okay.
definition? What's this for?
Okay. So what
What's
I'm
it
trying
for?
to get off this is right is that basically time is not meant to exist, but like the contradiction of that throne is that time is meant to exist. And what's it called? Ren made that contradiction become true. So he literally made that contradiction
Wait, so
make
the
made
throne
the contradiction become like what's it called? Correct. Yeah, what?
so the throne is meant like is what me wait, so what is the throne?
Okay, so hold on. Wait, so what do you mean? Like, do you want me to
What is the
define it?
throne? Yeah, you said something about the throne and I don't understand what exactly the throne is. Because you said something
Oh,
about
okay.
it being
But
the
what?
name
No,
of the
no. So what
throne.
I was just basically saying, like, I just said that time is not meant to exist inside the throne, but like he just made the contradiction become true.
Oh, that's literally so he did something so he does something that's not meant to happen.
Okay, he made the
Is that what
impossible.
yeah, he makes like so he makes something that's not supposed to happen.
Yeah, the
Correct?
contradiction of
Yeah.
it is true.
I don't think that's a contradiction since that's literally the definition of an anomaly. An anomaly is something that deviates from what's standard, normal, or expected. What's meant to happen is what's expected to happen. It's not like it's a
Okay,
parody or anything. He
how's
just
that
wants to improve
expected? Can you
unity.
please explain why that's expected?
Okay, so what's meant to happen is what should happen. It's what's expected to happen. Like, it's pretty obvious. Something
Okay,
that's
that's
expected to
okay.
happen
There's a
is
difference.
supposed to
That's not
happen.
what.
It's meant to happen.
That's not an anomaly. I'll
Wait,
explain
I
why.
need to give you a definition for an anomaly. What?
Okay, that's not expected. I'm just saying he made the contradiction become true. How do you expect that's
Something
expected?
that's meant to happen can just be overridden by it not meaning, like, something that's meant to happen is just like a fate for it to happen,
Okay.
right?
No, please explain. No, explain how a
Wait, wait,
contradiction.
wait.
Please explain a
No, what
contradiction.
I'm saying is I don't think this is a contradiction.
Bro,
Warren,
shut
kill
up.
yourself.
This is a contradiction. It
I'm
says it in
saying,
the script,
wait, wait,
and
wait, hold on.
in my argument that
I'm
I'm saying right
saying,
now.
wait. I'm literally saying I don't think it's a contradiction. I think it's an anomaly because what's
Why?
meant to happen just doesn't happen. It's like
Okay.
what's expected to happen just doesn't happen. That's an anomaly, not a contradiction.
Okay, that's not an anomaly because it's not expected to happen. Contradictions are not meant to happen. The
Yeah,
contradiction is
wait. This is
true.
based off
How
the
do you
fact that it
expect the
is
contradiction to become true? How's that an anomaly?
okay. So
That's not what an anomaly is. I mean, yeah,
this
that's
is
not what an anomaly.
this is
I mean,
based.
not how an
Listen,
anomaly would
listen.
have this scan.
Okay, yeah. So this is based off the fact that it is an anomaly.
It
You said
isn't.
why? No, not an anomaly. My bad. A contradiction.
It is a
But you said
contradiction.
why is it a contradiction and anomaly? So this is
Okay,
based off
I
you.
don't think I
Hold on.
know what I'm
No,
saying.
you can't say I don't know what's gonna happen or like you can't say any of this stuff when I haven't finished my sentence. Your whole argument is based off this being a contradiction. I'm saying it's an anomaly in refutation, and you're just saying it's a contradiction. You see how that's circular?
Thing.
You're saying, well, because it is, it is. See how that's
No, never.
circular? You're saying it's a contradiction because it's a contradiction. What?
No, never said that. I said
I didn't say it word
time.
for word, but yeah, time is
I'm
not
not.
what's meant to happen.
That's
You
not
said that's a
circular.
contradiction. What?
No, no. Okay, my bad, my bad. I was just thinking. No, my bad, my bad. Don't say. Okay, just forget it.
So,
Okay.
so time.
Basically, I'll just explain it to you again because I don't think you're getting what I'm saying. Okay. Now I'll just say it slowly, just in case you understand. Okay. Time in that throne is not meant to exist. It's like not even like supposed to exist in that throne. Now, the contradiction of that throne is that time is supposed to exist. The contradiction was true, and Renfuji caused that to happen. Now, that now Renfuji can cause contradictions or paradoxes. So that's not an anomaly because it's not expected to
Let me
happen.
if I got it right.
Contradiction
Time
is
is
not
not meant to exist. We're supposed to. And Ran Fuji caused time to exist in the throne. Correct? That's what you're arguing.
that's the contradiction.
Yeah. So you're arguing that, right? That's like the reasoning why you think it's a contradiction.
Yes.
Yeah. So what's meant to happen, or like what's supposed to happen, is literally what's expected to happen. That's an anomaly, not a contradiction.
How do you okay?
Just
How do
because
you
something
expect
is
time? No, hold on,
when
Sudu,
is
hold on.
meant
How do you expect?
when
No,
supposed
how do you expect a contradiction to happen? Okay, now let me give you an no. Hold on, let me give you an
Incon,
analogy. Hold on.
let him speak, Incon.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
sure.
something is supposed to happen. Like for an example, let's say rain is supposed to let's say it's supposed to rain today, right? It would just be an anomaly if rain doesn't happen. Like if rain just doesn't drop at all today. That's an anomaly, not a contradiction. You literally said time is not supposed to exist, right? So that's an anomaly, not a contradiction.
Okay, that's this analogous. Okay. I'll just explain by giving you an analogy. Okay. Okay, so I'm 13 years old, right? And I will turn. Okay, so the contradiction is not me turning 60 years old instead of 14 years old. Like probably today, yeah, today. Let's say today I'm turning 60 years old instead of 14 years old. That's a contradiction. How do you expect a contradiction to happen?
Yeah, okay. So
That's not an
so I
anomaly.
have a
That's
question.
really
So
like
I have a question.
Yeah, what is it?
So you said, right, just to make sure, time is not supposed to exist within the throne, right?
It's not meant to exist. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not supposed to. Right? So that's not disanalogous, since I literally said what's supposed to happen doesn't always happen. One is a direct contradiction, right? The other is a like what's it called? The other is like a you're arguing like it is a contradiction, but that's literally contentious. So you can't say it's a contradiction and then give an example of a contradiction whenever we're arguing about if it's a contradiction or not.
Okay, I
It's
just
circular.
okay.
The contradiction because it's a contradiction, like yeah, that's circular. You said it's disanalogous and then gave an exact
No,
fucking contradiction, like your example is a contradiction. It's a
yeah,
presupposition
my
you had.
example is a contradiction. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The
Yeah,
scan
so this is based
is
off
a
of like so
contradiction
this
caused
wait, wait,
by
wait, wait,
red.
wait. Yeah. So again, your analogy would work if we already established it was a paradox and it was a contradiction. But we haven't established that yet. So your analogy just doesn't work.
It does work. I'm giving you a
No,
hypothetical as to
no,
how it
no.
like
Yeah, yeah.
work.
But this analogy would work if
I'm
we already
trying. No,
established it
hold on,
was a
Sugu. I'm
contradiction.
applying that situation to the scan so it can give you more clarifications. That's
Income,
what I'm trying.
income. What he's trying to say is that with that, like you guys are trying to decide whether it's an anomaly or a contradiction. You gave an analogy of a contradiction, so okay, that analogy can be a contradiction, right? But like that, more what you're aiming for is to prove that that it wouldn't be a contradiction via an analogy. You're just proving a contradiction. It's almost as if you're trying to prove a contradiction would exist, but you need to prove that they're like distinct regarding the scan that you sent.
Okay, Kevin, what I'm trying to tell you, I mean, what I'm trying to tell him is that by the analogy I gave, right? I'm 13 years old, right? The contradiction, okay, I'm gonna age today. Like, I'm gonna turn 14 years old, but like, the contradiction of that is me turning like 16 or 17 years old. That's the contradiction of me aging, like, onto like a higher, like, what's it called? Like, yeah, but basically, yeah. So what I'm trying to say is that I'm just trying to apply that analogy to the scan I'm saying by saying that time doesn't exist for the throne. Now, the contradiction of that is that time would exist inside the throne, and Red Fuji caused that. I just don't see how that's like a anomaly.
Wait, can I say one thing about like what you just said?
Sure.
So like if I remember, no, it's not even if I remember right. I clarified that when like time is not supposed to exist within it, and you literally said, you said something, but that's not like it was completely different. It wasn't like I don't remember exactly because I can't quote it, but like I remember I had a problem with it because like we agreed it's supposed to happen, and then I gave an analogy of rain supposed to happen a day, and then it doesn't happen. Just because something's supposed to happen doesn't mean it will happen. Doesn't mean it's a contradiction. Like,
I meant, oh yeah, I'm okay. I meant like time is not meant to exist.
but
Yeah,
I clarified with you it's not supposed to. Like I literally said
not
just to make
existing
sure it's
inside
not
the throne
supposed to.
is supposed to, like, I
No,
mean, I'm not existing inside the throne has to be the case, like it says in the scan. Now the contradiction. Okay, you know what? Do you want to go to conclusions? I don't want to repeat the same thing.
yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
cool.
so you can start this time. I've started all the times.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. So what I'm trying to get off is this: is that time doesn't exist for the throne. Like time doesn't exist inside the throne. Now the contradiction of that would be time does exist inside the throne. Now, to give more like clarifications, I gave an analogy. I'm 13 and I'm gonna turn 14 today. Now the contradiction of that is that I'm gonna turn 60 years old, and that contradiction became true. Now, to apply that to this scan, it's just simply I'm just saying is that time he Renfuji caused time to exist. He caused a contradiction. He caused a paradox because time is just does not exist inside the throne. It's just the contradiction. The contradiction of that is just time has to exist. That's the contradiction. Now, and also him saying that that's an anomaly would just be false because we can't really expect. contradictions to happen, or like we can't really, what's it called? Uh, yeah, it's not expected to happen, or it's just like it's not normal to happen. So basically, yeah, I just think that I just want to.
Let me point something out. At the end, you literally said it's not like supposed to happen, or it's not like normal to happen, right? Right? That's like
I
what
said
you
it
said. Right there.
not expected to happen.
Yeah, it's not expected, and then didn't you say it's not normal?
Normal, yeah, by the definition of what you provided for anomaly.
Oh, okay. Then I was thinking about something else. But basically, right, we basically just went back and forth until we started going circular, where I said this would classify for the definition of an anomaly because I clarified with him multiple times, and I even wrote it down. Like, where did I write it down? Time is not meant to exist or supposed to exist. So he can't say like he didn't say supposed to. So then my whole analogy with rain is supposed to like drip this day or some shit, right? It would like work because this is what's supposed to happen, and then we went circular. But the thing is, his analogy is all based off the fact that it's like his example or like the throne, blah 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 blah, is a contradiction. His whole like analogy is already based off the fact that he won this point, but he never did. So anything he brought up, I think I just refuted or it went circular.
Um, okay. Um, okay. I'll just clarify up. The statement that we're going off of here is time did not exist for the throne, right?
Wait,
Yes.
hold on. Can I say another thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So, just to like say something. So the like my first way, like the reason we got to this is because I said this would just be time creation and not really a paradox because like saying something that's not logical is more logical than something that is logical. It's just like outlandish. And then we went to this where we went circular. I just want to say that. That's my base point.
Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so I understand the distinction between an anomaly and a contradiction, but like Sudu, we're going off of the statement of time did not exist for the throne, correct?
I think I said this in my conclusion. I clarified with him multiple times that it's not meant or supposed to exist, and then in the point I gave an example of why like something that's meant to exist or supposed to exist would mean like the same thing.
Uh,
And even then, I don't think he really showed contention to me saying this is supposed to exist. Besides at the very end where we went like to
I
prove
said
like
time does not exist. That's what I clearly said in my conclusions.
yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
you can say that in your conclusion, but if I clarify it with you and even write it down and I asked you this is what you mean, right? And you said yes, and I clarify with you multiple other times, then you're saying supposed to, not like yeah. If I clarify
Okay,
with you multiple times and this
I
was what it
said
means, you
I
can
said
contradict
time does
yourself
not
at the end.
exist inside the throne. Like time is just
And then
like what
I
is in the sky. Time does not exist.
you can say that all you want, but I clarified you with you multiple times that you're talking about it's not supposed to exist or it's not
Okay,
meant
and
to
what I
exist.
mean by that, what that indicates is that I'm saying that time does not exist inside the throne.
Yeah, that's cool, but that's not what you directly said. You can mean something, but not articulate it.
No,
Not
but
attach.
that doesn't matter. If I can't mean that, then it is the case.
If you don't
If
express
you
something besides in
Prove
your
that, prove that,
conclusion, then
prove
it's
that,
wrong
prove
Gosh,
that.
since you didn't say that in the point.
gosh.
if you
Wait,
haven't,
wait,
if
hold
you
on.
didn't do anything,
I can't remember incon like because I don't pay attention to details, but like I can't remember incon saying that it was meant to exist. But like, I mean,
I
I
I
disagree.
wrote it down. Like I wrote like the exact thing he said since he said I wasn't understanding, and I said, "Is this what you're talking about?" And you said yes.
in the conclusions, I said time does not exist, and I think the judge did hear that.
So you can say like time doesn't exist, but that's not what you were saying in the point. In the point,
I
after I
did say
clarified
that.
with you multiple
I said
times,
that
you say
multiple
supposed
times.
to or meant to, which is what I went off of the whole time. You can't contradict yourself at the end. See a problem with that?
I never did contradict myself.
You did because one is saying it doesn't exist at all, and the other is saying it's not supposed to, or it's
But
not
I
meant.
did say time does not exist. But yeah, Keva, what's your verdict?
The whole point
um,
was based on this, and I told you multiple times. Like, what?
fuck, it's gonna be so complicated. Um, yeah, look, I would like say it would like just on like the scan for time did not or not meant to. Sudu did kind of get you on the point where he spelled out time is not meant to exist or supposed to, and Renfuji caused time to exist on a throne. Like Incon, you agreed to that, correct?
I said time does not exist. And
No,
even if I said,
causing
even if I
Renfuji.
said what's called time did meant to or supposed to, I was just trying to say that time does not exist inside the throne, unless like further contradictions that he time did exist, which is the contradiction of the throne,
Okay,
which
hold
Renfuji.
on. I'll get it for you. Hold on one second.
This is just gonna turn